Hundreds of people in Western Fiji are in shelters after a cyclone swept past the main island of Viti Levu. The Category 2 storm carries wind speeds of up to 130 kilometres plus an hour and also an average wind speed of 95 k's an hour. The Fijian government has urged people living in low-lying areas to move to higher ground with storm surges predicted. So flights in and out have been disrupted, as well as the holiday plans of many Australian tourists. And we're going to get some more weather details now with our meteorologist, Rob Sharp. This is the second cyclone of the season, isn't it, Rob? The first one only reached a Category 1, but this one is obviously more powerful.
Yeah, this one's slightly more powerful at Category 2 for Fiji. So they have seen the first two for the Southern Hemisphere of this season. Australia still without, but maybe we'll see one in the coming week in a bit. But the impacts there, the system is expected to linger around quite close to that main island of Viti Levu for the next few days, but it will be weakening. So we'll see quite a bit of rain around through the next few days, but then it's going to shift off and ease back through coming days.
What about, we spoke to Ben Shepherd from the New South Wales Rural Fire Service, and he said, look, and it's been said a number of times, we're going to need big blankets of rain for the fire problem to be really dented, because it's difficult. They could take one step forward, one step sideways, one step back, and that's the way it has been until the rain comes. A little bit forecast for that eastern seaboard in a week or so? Is that sort of what we're half thinking? Yeah,
so it's tricky to say beyond a week. So there's nothing in the coming week really for New South Wales of any substance. But because there's so much moisture in the tropics at the moment, and Western Australia is going to get a pretty decent drink in the coming week and a half due to the potential tropical cyclone. But even if it doesn't form, we'll still see lots of rain in the west. But that moisture may transfer across into eastern parts of Australia in the following week, but exactly how much rain we see out of that is really hard to say. But January looks to be better than the months we've seen in the last 6-12 months.
Well, what we do have now leading up to New Year's Eve is an intense heat wave. We've got, well, extreme weather in terms of the heat for southern parts of New South Wales. And then as we head into actually New Year's Eve itself on Tuesday, we're looking at some severe or extreme fire danger ratings for parts of the Shoalhaven and where the fires are.
Yeah, so we've got some really exceptional heat, and the winds come on the back end of the heat wave. So we've got those temperatures already above 40 degrees. 42 for Adelaide yesterday. We're going to be sitting in the high 30s for the next few days. But the strongest winds come on Monday for southern Australia. So South Australia seeing some extreme fire dangers, including for the Adelaide Hills, the Cuddly fire. But through Victoria, severe fire dangers. Even Tasmania will see severe. And then into Tuesday is New South Wales. This threat with severe fire danger for Sydney and extreme fire dangers, as you said, for the Illawarra Shoalhaven and the southern tablelands.
I don't think the Cooney family in Hobart will care too much what the weather is like after their win in the Sydney to Hobart, but we are going to see a number of boats over the next few days finish, come down Bass Strait. He said it was very calm when they came through, but it's changeable. What are we looking at for that part of the world?
Yeah, so the conditions will be changing quite a bit through the next few days. So fairly calm through this morning, right up until the early afternoon. But then a southerly change looks like moving through, and that will mean that any boats running through the Derwent will get a nice push up through the Derwent, but any boats still in Bass Strait or running down the east coast will be hindered by that later today. But then that suddenly will get eroded away and the winds will change again.
And just quickly, speaking of southerlies, New Year's Eve, of course, for the big fireworks in Sydney, there is a southerly buster which is forecast, and they can bring in some very powerful winds. We had the fireworks cancelled in 1998 for the 9 p.m. fireworks because of the winds. I know it's a few days off, but what are the models saying? Yeah,
so it does look like it's going to be windy, Janie. I don't know exactly how strong the winds need to be for those fireworks to be cancelled, but it's looking like it might be in that kind of ballpark. So we're talking about gusts of 60 to 70 kilometres an hour chance for the 9 p.m. fireworks in Sydney. So that's something for City of Sydney to be looking at pretty closely, I would expect. But also some of the other fireworks, particularly on the coast, such as the ones around Manly and Narrabeen, they might get cancelled if they're around 9 p.m. But midnight fireworks, looks like the winds will back off by then, so probably better conditions.
All right, we'll keep updated. Thank you very much. Channel 603 for more weather. Thank you, Rob.